Workaholism has become America's new lethal addiction. Trolling timelessly and spending after hours at work has become the new normal. Due to constant connectivity and career insecurity, research has shown that workaholism is indeed actually an addiction. With dire implications and no easy remedy, one of the big questions lies: are we overworking ourselves to death? In this speech, I will be informing you, my audience, how addiction plays out in each individual's lives throughout the world. Now, in order for one to understand the fundamentals of workaholism, one person should first know what it takes to be a workaholic. Uh, a workaholic is an individual who's work obsessed and becomes emotionally addicted to power and control. Over time, energy committed into work, a workaholic's thoughts become more narrowly intense and persistent. They distort reality. Coming into work becomes an adrenaline fix for them. So, they like to come to work a lot and just, pick up for anybody. Also, they have an obsession over controlling everything. Uh, Self-serving workaholics, their ego boundaries tend to be ill-defined as they see themselves on top of everyone else in the workplace. They like to stick out for others in the workplace, as well as they like to problem solve every situation that goes around in the workplace. And we call those people invasive fixers. They're also watchdogs, as they like to look over people's ethical and moral values in the workplace. One of the main causes of workaholism is the constant connectivity and the career insecurity. Due to automation, which I've taught about in my last speech, it is machinery is taking over the future comings, and so people are holding on to what they can, as well as the economy, which comes back and forth. Companies are collapsing, causing people to lose their jobs, infecting them in a way where they are financially unstable, and health-wise as well. Um, Now, workaholism has become a big part of our lives for ages. It's nothing new. It's been around for quite some time, and so a lot of people have misinterpreted uh, workaholism as something that's from policy, which in reality it's not. It's actually from culture. Um, from the Cadillac ad that I put in my PowerPoint, it illustrates how hardworking us Americans are and how we just like to hit the grindstone and pretty much just avoid boredom. Uh, Now, as hardworking and as big of a reputation we have as hardworking Americans, it does affect us at home and outside of the workplace. Security-wise, economy-wise, and people start to value work over family and friends. According to Robinson's research, marriages with at least one workaholic partner are 40% uh, chance of likely ending in divorce, which come as no surprise, where in the United States itself, we have a pretty high rating for divorce rates. So work addiction has become a big problem for us. Uh, Working harder for longer days has shown up in our sleep for Americans. It's been reported in a study that 40% of Americans sleep at least 6 hours a day, which is quite unhealthy. Americans should be sleeping, or people in general should be sleeping 8 to 9 hours a day. And it makes us poorer workers. It's harder for us to concentrate. Um, but we're not the only people that suffer from work addiction. Uh, our countries such as Japan and China, where they have workers average 5 days of vacation each year, um, face a very big problem with work addiction. Uh, with the amounts of deaths due to overwork over there in Japan and China, um, they have came with a specific word that's called karoshi, which means death by overwork. It's been reported in Japan that 1,000 people die each year of karoshi, usually men ages 20 to 44. Over in China, it's reported that 600,000 deaths each year are due to overwork. And so now that we are aware of the problems and causes of work addiction, not only in the United States, but as well in other countries, we should take control and prevent this type of addiction. Um, and one of the big ways of preventing an addiction like this is by actually taking some time off work. In a recent study, there's an 82% increase in job performance when one person comes back from vacation. Uh, Personally, in my opinion, I think that's true. From times that I've taken vacation, I see myself when I come back more productive and more about work related issues. It's as if I missed the work. So it's a very great way to actually prevent and take advantage of having some a nice vacation. Uh, Another way of avoiding and preventing and treating workaholism is changing culture. If you feel that you are in a culture where you're pushed to be a work addict, where you're pushed to do a lot of work and stuff like that, change that culture. Another way is setting boundaries with your work agenda, um, making sure that you work exactly what you need to work during the week, uh, not having to put so much responsibility on yourself and ease others. Now, it's not wrong to pick up someone's shift, but at the same time, don't make it habitual. Uh, but overall, in America, we've had a rise in workers sticking through longer hours through the day. Um, and so we need to learn to recognize and understand these behavior patterns, for it affects us, it affects our well-being, and it just affects our life in general. We should learn to step away from the desk and balance ourselves and just live a little. Or we could wait for our government to better collaborate our work-life balance, like our neighbors, our European friends.